Welcome
Welcome
to
to
Shade
Shade
and the
in the
City.
City.
I'm your girl, Treese.
It's Nell.
And today we're here to talk about Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 7, Episode 3, and the continuation of the Black Expo. Because that's what it's
You giving Tisha energy right now. You tired of talking about it,
I'm
huh?
tired of talking about it. And can I tell you, Twitter says they agree. Okay. We're tired of talking about it. But no, the real name of the episode is Melody versus Marcel, round 5. Which I thought was cute. And I was like, okay. So yeah, Shade Squad. I'm sure y'all are probably tired of hearing about the expo as well. But since you did come and show up to, see us, if you could please hit that like button, we appreciate you.
And that subscribe button.
And y'all, let's jump into, like I told you, the continuation of the Black Expo.
Black Expo. Yes.
Let's get shady. So we see Tisha pop up at the baby reveal. And Tiffany is actually shocked to see her there because she didn't RSVP. Now, Tisha said that although Tiffany is messy, as we know, she wanted to be supportive. So Tisha is questioning why Stormy is so quiet when she goes over to greet the ladies. And she was like, they was on the phone and they was hi Kiki and it was all good. And she was like, this is what I'm talking about, this wishy-washy flip-floppy energy that she's giving, because it was all good just a week ago. And
like you was doing with your husband, how you
right.
was outside at the Espo, and then the next day you wanted to come to me about your husband.
Okay. So everybody is like, it's awkwardly quiet, especially in this group of women.
It was mainly Tisha.
Yes. So she keeps it, she's like, why are y'all so quiet? And so finally
put her foot in her mouth.
Right. And so finally Kimmy speaks up and says, and can I say, cool, it's somewhere in my notes, but I might as well say it now. Kimmy said, I am healed, and guess what? I have arrived. I am here to be messy this season. Okay. Kimmy was I don't know if because Tiffany's out, she might still be on maternity per se. I don't know. But Kimmy said, don't worry about it, boo. I got you. She may not be as bad as Tiffany, but Kimmy's being messy.
She does it like she's trying to heal.
Like she's trying to be helpful.
You know who I'm glad is back? That ain't never left, but really did leave?
Who?
Mel. This is the Mel I like. That Mel that we had last season, she was aggravating my damn soul.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to engage in what? Now this is the Mel. This is the Mel I remember. This is the Mel back from seasons and seasons ago. She has arrived. Welcome back.
Okay. So basically Kimmy brings up to Tisha how they were talking about the expo before she got there, and obviously Tisha, is annoyed that this is even a topic of conversation. And Kimmy suggests that they all get together and everyone, and they have like a little ponderosa, and everyone can give their feedback. So Tisha is not interested in anybody's feedback, and was like, I don't need no feedback. If y'all feel like y'all could do what I do, then do it.
Not do, did.
What did? And I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of, I get like that. I'd be like that if I didn't ask for it, and if you feel like you can do it better, please go do it.
No, I agree with everybody else. You ask for our services, and I'm gonna tell you where you.
Oh well, if you ask for the service,
yeah, it'd be different. That's, and I think that's everybody's thing. It's not like you just put on an event.
Okay, that makes
and we
sense.
came
That's
to
true.
it, and now we just judging it. No, ma'am, we took out our time and our money now to be a part of this, and we got feedback for you.
Well, so Tisha tries to deflect and brings up baby Ace. And it's like, well, why? I thought we were here to celebrate the baby. Where is the baby? Now, Kimmy is, again, I said, doing a great job of being messy. She literally starts to go back and forth between Nell and Tisha. because Nell brings up, the conversation that they had while they were at dinner. And basically she tries to dismiss Nell, like whatever. And she calls her out and says that, that's not what you was giving me the other night when you was sitting around eating the food that I paid for. I'm telling you, she paid for dinner. I'm telling you, they paid for dinner. So Kimmy finally steps in and says that, as trying to calm Tisha down, and is like, look, I'm the one that asked. And Tisha even was like, stop being messy. Why are you bringing it up? Why are you this is a sore subject.
Boo, you just put your foot in your mouth. You said we was over here being quiet, and we was trying to stay quiet because you got here, but you was worried about the energy when really the energy shifted when you got here, because we was talking about your event.
Now, I will say that I love Stormy and Mel's faces through this whole interaction between Nell and Tisha. They were eating and loving every minute of it. And I'm sure it's just because it was like, because I ain't involved for once. But, and just because I will say, now granted, Nell's has been a day oneer, and I'm not saying, but we've seen things go up and down with this cast, with these seasons. I'm sorry. Nell is the missing motherfucking link. We needed her. I don't know why she ain't been on before. Maybe because they had Destiny taking up space. No offense.
I ain't gonna lie. When I was watching Nell, I think she was saying something in the confession. I was like, I like her.
Right. We needed her. This is what the show needed. I'm here for Nell. So basically, now, Tiffany can hear all this going down while she's like across the room feeding baby Ace.
Why it seemed like she was like, damn, why I got to be over here feeding my baby?
Feeding baby.
In the middle of the mess.
And so now, she doesn't feel like, she says that she doesn't feel like the feedback that anybody is trying to give her is coming from a good place. So they all agreed to move on, but Nell calls her out on her attitude at the same time. And I said, she gonna hold your feet to the fire, baby. You done found the wrong one. See, I think Mel just don't care no more. She's tired of going back and forth with you and trying to get you to understand something that might be outside of the capacity of the brain. Now, Nell, she's new to this and kind of true to this. And she just gives me good, I'm not calling her, but she's gonna give you a mature read and then go back to what she's doing and not let it affect her at all.
I don't know, but she was giving.
She was giving it.
She was definitely giving this episode. She was like, oh, like, what's this attitude about? She was like, what, you think I'm being shady? Yes. Yeah, I do.
I felt like in some of the scenes, I'm not gonna lie, I felt like she was like, are you raising your voice at me? Like almost like she was getting ready to get a belt and beat Tisha's head. Like, I was like, Nell's not one to be played with.
No, she's not. But then the ladies, they finally meet. Baby Ace, in the midst of all this BS, they had dropped the conversation for just a little bit. Okay. And then Tiffany sits down with them and brings it all back up again.
Right.
The Black Expo.
Because again, now she's back on duty.
Exactly. Now she's back in the
Kimmy tagged her in.
She's like, I'm here now.
Right.
Bringing the mess. So she brings back up the Black Espo. $100. Okay. So now she's like, what happened with this $100? Everybody shush mouth. Okay. Everybody on mute. So she's like, you know what? I know Tisha's ignoring me, but Stormy, can you tell me what happened? So Stormy asked Tisha, girl, you want to let her know? Nell is like, no, boo, I ain't even talking to her. Okay. Don't you got a mouth of your own? Can't you speak? All right, Nell.
Okay.
Nell said, make sure y'all got my name right. Okay. And make sure you come in me correctly. Okay. I said, listen. So then Tiffany, she's the one, of course, that starts to explain.
Look, Nell said, make sure you got my name right on that check. Okay.
Look, remember they was messing it up across the screen. They got it correct now.
Okay.
So then Tiffany, of course, she starts to explain what happened about Stormy, and $100, and explains that, some of the vendors paid, some of them didn't. And Stormy felt some type of way that, they asked her for at the last minute for this $100. And she's like, I spent more than $100 on this whole balloon arc. You coming to me about some $100 at the last minute. So, Tisha got upset. She starts walking off. And Nell completely ignored it. I don't even see that. Okay.
Right.
And she's like, well, at dinner, Tisha and Marcel said nobody gave no money. Stormy said that, she understands why Tisha didn't want to have the conversation again. But, she still went after her and felt like she needs to stop running and she needs to be able to hash these things out. Now, when Tisha got back to the table, Nell told her that she basically lied because she said that nobody paid no money. She said, no, boo. Okay. We said we paid out of our own pocket, and really it's nobody's business.
Oh yeah, she got real offended.
And she said, y'all know how it is when you throw an event, how expensive it can get. And really, she's just tired of speaking about it and she's ready to go. So, of course, the mediator, Kimmy, or trying to be the mediator.
I know.
At the same time.
Perpetrating like the mediator.
Said that, she doesn't want her to feel like she's being attacked by the ladies, but she does think that it would be a good idea to have a meeting, so they can give their constructive criticism. Stormy expressed that she never had an issue with Tisha. The issue was always with Marcel because the entire time Tisha was really on her side until the next day when she tried to check her about how she came at Marcel. And she said, how am I supposed to come at a man who's coming at me like he's a woman about $100? Nell said, ain't no way in hell somebody would have been able to say, my man is acting like a woman. But to each their own, okay? Right. Melody spoke up and said, yeah, me and Stormy basically on the same page, okay, about Marcel because, she heard some information from Nell where he was taking some jabs at her and throwing shots. She's not going to let it come between her and Tisha. But, she's like, how is that going to work when I go to approach him? Okay, so Tisha's like, you know what? I ain't trying to start no drama. He is 100% capable of speaking for himself. Yes, he is. Okay, so the lady said, well, then we'll direct our attention to his ass. Okay, and Stormy said, that's exactly what we're going to do. Okay, because he over here acting like a bitch.
She called him multiple times. Like I was like, and Tisha was just sitting up there.
No, he not. She said he need to put on a wig and come on and hang with us. Come on and go with me. You stupid. Kimmy and Maurice, they go in to check on his brother Micah's progress on their new office. Apparently it's already late, but now he's talking about it's going to be earlier than what he expected it to be. Kimmy don't really believe it. But she wants to get on to the tea, okay? Because really why she brought her man there is to let him know about the baby reveal.
Are they doing this to save money?
Who?
Maurice and Kimmy.
Girl, everybody got to save money. It's times hard and friends few. Oh, what you mean with Micah? Probably. But also I don't even want to say that. It could be that too, but it seems like not even just them. It seems like a lot of them put people in business that they know. They work with everybody that they know.
Oh yeah, but you want to hire somebody that's going to get the job done.
Freaking Marcel and Tisha hired their family and their house still ain't it still dirt? That was years ago. They hired family. So clearly they don't care about timelines and deadlines. Kimmy the only one that do. Tisha said she don't even ask. Apparently Maurice and Marcel, they don't care about no deadlines. They want to hire family, and even if it takes them to doomsday to get stuff done. No. So yeah, Kimmy said, basically, yes, she wants to talk about what happened at the baby reveal. So she starts off telling him how Tisha apparently told the Fleshers that she was going to make sure that they were there and then didn't send him an invite. Then
Kimmy's like, did you forget?
Then about how Marcel comes at all the ladies and he doesn't really know where to draw the line because there isn't one for him. And also the money thing she feels is growing legs, after people paid this $100. And then, apparently he's saying that nobody paid anything. So, Maurice is like, what? we need to have a conversation. So she's like, yes, that's exactly what I proposed. She said that I said we need to have a meeting to, you know, give her some constructive criticism. And he feels like this is a great idea. What you about to say?
I get it, right? It's a sibling relationship. It's just sometimes I feel like Kimmy, especially when it comes to Marcel and Maurice, somehow thinks that she's going to make him see something if he hasn't already seen it about his brother, if that makes sense. Like, for example, you didn't even know that he gave him the money for real. He told you do you understand what I'm saying? So this whole, oh yeah, and like Maurice acting like he wants to address it, you're gonna get up in front of Marcel and not say nothing for real. Or he's gonna be able to shut you. Like, I feel like there's been times where he's like, no, and he tries to act like he's gonna do something or he's gonna put his foot down with his brother, and he doesn't ever do it.
I agree with you. He's not gonna do anything, but with the $100 and her not knowing about it, I thought that, to me, that made perfect sense. He said that they were out. He told him about the $100. They're millionaires. $100 to them is nothing. Honestly, I felt the fact that this is even going on as long as it is honestly mind-boggling to me. I really.
Okay, again, why are we still talking about the Espo?
Not even the Black Expo. It's this $100 thing, and really, I don't know, and I'm assuming it's not just the $100. I'm assuming it's the fact that it was the lack of communication, and they don't know where money or how much money was made.
Is they think the money is funny, and something is,
and I think that they think that they made money and whatever. I whatever the case may be, right? But as far as her not knowing about the $100, to me, that didn't raise any red flags, because he's like, yeah, I just gave it to him. It was, you know, like, I would think if you're like a millionaire, it's like giving him $20. It's like,
true, but I think that even if they thought that they made money, somehow, some way, they wouldn't say anything about it. Like, they're just like, oh, you could have just said that, but they're not gonna want any type of like, or be, you know what I'm saying?
No, I definitely don't think he's gonna speak up. I definitely don't think he's gonna speak up.
Right.
I was just saying the breakdown in the communication with the $100, I didn't think was like
a big deal.
Yeah.
Oh, Mel pulls up on Nell. And Nell expresses how she doesn't really see it for Tisha and Marcel. She brings up that Tisha doesn't know much about her own business and claims she owns 85% of it. So Mel breaks down how Marcel could be, allegedly, might be using Tisha as a face for the business so that he can get business opportunities that are supposed to go to Black owned or women, you know, small women businesses, or y'all know what I'm saying. I'm just flipping the words around. I'm real dyslexic right now. So yeah, she thinks that it's just smoke and mirrors, basically. And they both think there's something funny. Again, they think there's something funny with the money. So Mel tries to show her a GoFundMe that's supposed to be setting up to do something for charity, and they didn't had it up.
They're asking for $150,000 to build a house for an unfortunate family, but they only had like 200 or 300 or something.
Oh, but Mel can't show Nell this GoFundMe because she realizes that her and Tisha both still have each other blocked. So Nell's trying to figure out how you trying to rebuild.
Like, girl, y'all ain't friends.
Right. She's like, how you trying to rebuild a friendship with somebody, but you got them blocked? And, you know, Mel said, I just ain't got it in me. I have so many people blocked. I ain't got it in me to go through everybody to find her and unblock her. Just being honest.
That's BS, because all you got to do is type in somebody's name in the search bar of your friends. You ain't got to search through nothing.
And so then she asked Nell, you stupid. So then she asked Nell, she's like, so how do you feel about, you know, forming a friendship with Tisha? And Nell basically says that, you know, she really doesn't feel like Tisha is very receptive to her. And says that, you know, her issue is Marcel. Well, no, I'm sorry. Mel says her issue is Marcel. And Nell agrees he has an issue with women in general. And, you know, she talks about the whole situation at dinner with Chris and how he was kind of like condescending, as he likes to be. And Mel thinks Marcel is afraid of her strength as a woman and is afraid that that will somehow rub off on Tisha and that she'll leave his ass. And so she plans to...
manipulative.
Manipulative.
I couldn't get it out. I think she even said it messed up too.
You stupid.
Lying ass.
And so yeah, she plans on addressing Marcel face to face. Then we see Kiki, do you love me? Are you running? I'm sorry, that's not nice. So she's talking to her husband Amin about how she was hoping to make the baby reveal.
Who was making a hell of a damn dinner. And can I say, I appreciate the fact that he was washing his hands between touching different things. I noticed.
It gives me the vibe that he's a chef or of some
Girl, it gives me that vibe. I ain't gonna lie, I thought so too, because that food was looking mighty, mighty good.
So she's talking about how she's so upset that she missed the baby reveal, but she was just too sick. And basically people will believe this was, basically a reason to say that she relapsed. So Amin believes that, she hasn't. He can kind of tell by now her mannerisms, behaviors, and whatever. And she talks about having to see 2 specialists now. And her husband believes it's the methadone that she, I guess, is taking, which is probably helping her not, I don't want to relapse. It's still drugs, though.
It's still drugs. It just makes you not crave
the other drugs. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Or harder drugs, I guess you could say.
Well, it depends on the dosage of methadone you're getting, because it's still drugs.
I know when they gave me morphine for my kidney stones, that changed my life.
Way worse. It's way worse.
Really?
Yeah, literally, you could literally be like high as if you were on drugs, like off of methadone. It depends on what dosage you're on. She's functional, so clearly she's not. Her dosage isn't too high.
Now she talks about, she has a specialist. They go back and forth about her issues, and she doesn't feel that basically he's very supportive. And basically I think that I was wondering why we never really see him like that. And it gives me the thought, and maybe I'm wrong and I might be reaching y'all, but it gives me the vibe that we are probably going to see a breakdown in this. I won't say marriage. I don't think they'll divorce or anything like that, but I definitely think we're going to see a breakdown, because as he said, he's like, it's one thing after the other. And I felt kind of bad, because you could see Kiki, like, she said something and she was like, and he brought up the Crime Stoppers thing when they were talking, but she said something and she was like, well, you act like this is my fault. And not saying that, an addiction is your fault, but I think that she has released all responsibility of what she's done or what she did while she was under the influence. And I think that for him, he just sees it as, no, this is still you. I may be wrong. Drop down in the comments, let me know but I think that's what he's feeling.
I didn't read that much into it, because he already said he doesn't think that she's on anything, right? I felt that he's trying to make suggestions as to if it's a health thing. He's like, it could be the methadone. It could be the fact that you're up 10 o'clock at night eating a whole thing of Chinese food, all this greasy stuff, and you have digestive problems. But she's rejecting everything. And he's like, you don't just get health problems because you just wake up one day and you have a health problem. There's things that lead up to that. You're doing things to your body to make you have these health problems. One day your body just reacts to all these bad things that you're doing.
Okay, I can see that.
And she's rejecting all of that. Oh no, that's not it. Oh no, that's not it. You're not a doctor. You don't know what you're talking about. I'm supposed to listen to you because you say so. He's like, well, yeah, because it's common sense. You're eating all this greasy shit and you have digestive problems. That's going to cause you problems. You're older, you have health problems. It's going to be a problem. You're taking this strong medication. Now you have heart issues and you don't really know how this stuff is going to affect you. Plus all the other stuff you're doing. Maybe you should mention to all your other, hey, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this. So they can take all these factors in and try to figure out what the hell is wrong with you. But you can't walk into the damn hospital and be like, you know what? I just woke up like this and I'm sick. Figure out what the hell is wrong with me. When you have all this backstory, all this back history of shit that you're doing to mess with your body. And I think that's where that's where I think he was coming from when he was making these suggestions. And she's like, well, you know, our definition of support is different. It's completely opposite. Because you want him to agree with whatever the hell you're saying. That's why.
Well, I did agree with that. Like, I do think she just wanted him to be like, oh, woo, woo, woo. Like, she wanted sympathy and empathy. But for some reason, I just got the vibe that he's like, just kind of getting tired. Like, and it's terrible, but like,
that's possible too.
The Crime Stoppers, and he clearly seems like he might be doing his own thing, running his own type of business. He doesn't have time to constantly, and I think it's wearing on them, their relationship and everything. I think it's taking a toll. And like you said, to your point, it makes it even worse when you know the person can do things to possibly make themselves better and they're not doing it.
You for one can speak on that. I know it aggravates you.
Yes.
Mel set up a meeting with Marcel. She said, you know what? She made a conscious decision to come in with positive energy. Now, Mel, I don't 100% believe that.
You're funny.
Because you came in with your mellow meter shirts. You was being a little shady, boo. Like, oh,
she was like, I'm just going to slip. That you might as well say, who let the dogs out wearing that?
I said, girl. So he got there, you know, he says he already knows what it's about because he spoke with Nell. But he is pleased with her positive energy when they sat down. She let him know, yeah, I made a conscious decision to do this because this is really not the energy I had for you at all. Okay. And then she brings up the jabs that Nell told her about. And he tries to say that, you know, some of them were embellished and it was a part of a larger conversation. But then he did say, basically that he mentioned, who am I paying and what am I paying you for? Because I'm not paying for you to talk about your t-shirt business. That I had an opinion, you know, unfortunately, you know, it affected you. But he says that he doesn't have a high opinion of product businesses, which I thought was funny because Stormy is in a product business.
Right.
Whatever. Okay. So, you know, she said that doesn't make any sense because, you know, you've been trying to get into e-commerce. And, you know, he said, okay, and I don't have a high opinion of the business I'm in. She's like, okay, so then why are you in it? He's like, well, duh, to make money. So she was like, okay, you trying me and, you know, you need to quit playing with me. And told him basically that he was trying to downplay what she does. So then she's over there fixing her lashes. And he's like, girl, don't cry. It's okay. I apologize. You ain't got to cry. He was just trying to be a butthole. Okay.
Oh, yes, he absolutely was.
And she said, boy, ain't nobody crying about you. Tisha ain't even going to be crying about you when she leave your ass. Mel. And then tells him that he's afraid for Tisha to be around her or other strong women and then want to leave his lying, manipulative ass. Okay? Talking about, why you want my wife to leave me? Oh, nobody want it. She just got to get smart to do it. That's all. She
just wants her to be smart. I don't even think she wants you to leave. Want her to leave you. She just want her to not take your bullshit. That's what that is. And unfortunately, that might require leaving you. But yeah, y'all. So let us know what you thought about this episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville. Let us know if you are just as exhausted about talking about this Espo as we are. Now, as we know in the previews, we're going to be again talking about the Espo. So we might as well call this season 7 the Espo, because that's all we've discussed. Okay. So I'm just hoping that this is what the first half, and then by the time, no, because it's already too many. We already 3 episode 4. This is gonna be 4 when the next one comes around that we talking about this same thing. Y'all always take a break after 5 or 6. Y'all stop. Let's just stop. Let's not have half the season be about the Espo. But yeah, y'all, we appreciate the love and support. And if you have not already, Shade Squad and all of our new viewers, please make sure that you hit that like button.
You comment.
You subscribe.
And you hit the notification bell.
And make sure you're following us on all the platforms, the TikTok, the Twitter, the Facebook, and the IG, and especially that Twitter, y'all, because I told y'all we be cutting up, and that's where, honestly, I get a lot of my thoughts from sometimes when I become up here and roasting folks. They be giving me, you know, inspiration. But anyway, so yeah, y'all, we'll catch you next week for another review of The Love and the Marriage that's in Huntsville, #1 city in America, according to Martell. All right, have a good night. Bye-bye.